Lavender is a truly wonderful plant. It brings such beauty and a delightful fragrance to our gardens. Many gardeners, myself included, absolutely adore it. It's a classic choice, a stalwart for any sunny garden space. It offers so much simple yet profound joy throughout the seasons. You'll find it remarkably giving, asking for little in return for its generous display. The uses for this herb are wonderfully varied. In the garden, it's a magnet for pollinators. Bees and butterflies will flock to its blooms. This activity helps your other plants flourish. It's a true workhorse for a healthy garden. Beyond the garden, lavender is surprisingly good in the kitchen. You can use its flowers in baking. It adds a unique floral flavor. Think of lavender shortbread or scented scones. Lavender is famed for its calming properties. Not all lavenders are the same, you see. There are many different types available to the gardener. Each has its own special charm and particular needs. Choosing the right one is important for success. It really depends on your garden conditions and what you hope to achieve. Some are hardier, others more flamboyant in their flowering. English lavender, or as it's known botanically, is very popular indeed. It's wonderfully hardy and possesses a sweet, classic lavender scent. Varieties like Hidcote and Munstead are absolute classic choices. They are perfectly suited for traditional British gardens. They cope remarkably well with our sometimes challenging winters. Then you have the Lavandins, which are. These are typically hybrids, often resulting in larger, more robust plants. They tend to have impressively long flower spikes and a very strong camphoraceous scent. Grasso is a common variety, often grown commercially for its excellent oil. Spanish and French lavenders and respectively are rather different creatures. They boast distinctive, almost whimsical tufted flowers, often with prominent ears or bracts. Lavender absolutely adores the sunshine. It really does need a spot that basks in full sun. You should aim for at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. This is quite crucial for good, prolific flowering, and of course for developing that wonderfully strong, evocative scent we all love. Soil is the next important thing to consider. Lavender, you see, positively hates having wet feet, so exceptionally well-drained soil is absolutely essential for its well-being. Sandy or chalky soils are generally ideal for these Mediterranean natives. If you garden on heavy clay, as many of us do, you will need to improve it. Adding grit and plenty of organic matter will be necessary. You can certainly improve drainage in heavy clay soil. The key is to open up its structure. Dig in generous amounts of horticultural grit before planting. Some well-rotted garden compost or leaf mold helps too, but not too much richness. Raised beds are also an excellent solution for lavender on clay. When should you plant your lavender? Well, spring is generally the best time. It's ideal to get them in the ground after the last frost has safely passed. Right then, let's get to the actual planting. It's important to prepare your soil well beforehand. You must weed the area thoroughly, of course. We don't want any competition for our new plants. Then loosen the soil deeply with a good garden fork. This simple action helps the young roots spread out easily into their new home. Dig a hole for each lavender plant you are putting in. As a rule of thumb, make it roughly twice as wide as the plant's root ball, and just as deep, certainly no deeper than that. This gives the roots ample room to grow outwards. It's very important not to plant it too deeply, mind. The crown of the plant, where stems meet roots, should be right at soil level. Gently tease out the roots if they appear to be pot-bound, circling around inside the pot. Then, place the plant carefully into the prepared hole. Double-check that the top of its root ball is perfectly level. Backfill the hole with the excavated soil, firming it gently around the roots. Spacing is also rather important for good air circulation around your lavender. Section 5. Tender loving care for thriving lavender. Now, established lavender is quite famously drought tolerant. It's a resilient plant, but your young plants will need more regular watering to get them going. Water them thoroughly immediately after planting, of course, and continue to water them during their first growing season, especially in prolonged dry spells. Do keep an eye on them. Don't let them dry out completely when young. Once they are mature and well established, you should water them much more sparingly. Overwatering is a very common mistake with lavender. It can quickly lead to disastrous root rot, which they succumb to easily. You must allow the soil to dry out quite thoroughly. Let it dry out completely between each watering session. Mulching can be quite beneficial for your lavender plants. I would recommend using a gravel or grit mulch. This type of inorganic mulch helps to suppress weeds very effectively. It also significantly improves drainage around the base of the plant. Avoid using organic mulches like bark right up against the plant's crown. Lavender doesn't need nor does it appreciate rich soil. Section 6. The crucial cut, pruning for health and vigor. Pruning is absolutely vital for keeping your lavender looking its best. It ensures the plants remain compact, bushy, and full of life. It also directly encourages the production of more flowers the following season. Neglected lavender plants tend to become very woody, leggy, and rather straggly over time. The main most important prune is usually done after the main flush of flowering has finished. This typically falls in late summer or perhaps early autumn depending on your local climate. You should cut back all the spent flower stalks certainly, and then remove about an inch or so of the current year's leafy growth. This helps to shape the plant nicely and prevents it from becoming too woody at the base. It's crucial not to cut back hard into old bare wood. Lavender, especially English lavender, may not regrow from that older wood. You should always ensure you leave some green shoots or leaves visible below your cuts. A light trim in early spring can also be beneficial. This is mainly to tidy up the plant and remove any winter damage or dieback. Section 7. Harvest time. Gathering your fragrant treasures. Harvesting your own lavender is a real simple treat. The scent that rises as you cut is simply wonderful. Getting the timing of your harvest right is quite key, however. You want to pick the flower buds when they are just right. This ensures you capture the strongest fragrance and the best, most vibrant color for your dried bunches or sachets. Patience is rewarded here. You should look for flower spikes where some of the tiny individual buds have started to open. But crucially, many are still tightly closed, showing good color. This is the perfect stage for harvesting, you see. Aim to harvest on a dry, sunny morning if you can. It's best after any morning dew has completely evaporated from the flowers and stems. Use a pair of sharp secateurs or strong scissors for a clean cut. Cut the flower stems fairly long if you wish for good bunches. It's good to include some of the leafy stem below the flower head too. Gather the cut stems into small, manageable bunches as you go. This makes them much easier to handle. Section 8. From garden to home storing and using your lavender. Once you've harvested your precious lavender, it's important to dry it promptly and properly. The traditional method is to hang small bunches upside down. Find a suitably dark, warm, and airy place for this. A dry garden shed, a well-ventilated attic, or even a spare room can work very well. Good air circulation around the bunches is important. This helps to prevent any unwelcome mold from forming on your harvest. Drying your lavender usually takes a good few weeks. The exact time will depend on the humidity and temperature. The flowers should feel quite crisp to the touch when they are ready, and they should detach easily from the stems if you gently rub them. Once fully dried, store your lavender flowers or whole stems in airtight containers. Keep these containers away from direct sunlight to preserve their beautiful color and potent scent. You can use your homegrown lavender in moderation in various recipes. Its flavor can be quite pronounced, so a little goes a long way. Try adding a touch to shortbread biscuits or infuse it into sugar for baking. It can make a lovely, refreshing addition to lemonade too.